Hello and welcome back to some more F1 2020 and part 4 of my team career mode with Jordan. Today we have the 4th Grand Prix of the season in China, and I just want to say a massive thank you for all of the support so far. We've had well over 100 likes on part 1 at the time of recording, nearly 3,000 views. Part 2 is going the same way as well. Over 50 likes already. If we can keep hitting that 50 likes figure, that would be absolutely fantastic. The PS4 Pro hates that screen, by the way. I think it's because it keeps changing between the facilities. As you can see, we've got 2.5 million in the bank at the moment, so I think we're going to go ahead and increase our facilities somewhere, and I think maybe the activities management, amplify the positive effects from team activities. You know, I think the marketing is what we want to do, so we're going to increase that. It's spent a lot of money, but you know, I think getting the sort of team acclaim up as high as possible is what we want to do early on, so we can go and get another sponsor. We get another sponsor at level 5, should hit that at some point this weekend, but everything going okay so far. You know, those 2 points we really weren't expecting back in Bahrain. I think China could be another place that we get some points. I think our car will suit this circuit maybe more than Vietnam did, but I think the only place we'll find out is qualifying, so let's find out how we got on. Okay, here we are then on one of the longest straights in F1, but dwarfed by that of Baku and of Hanoi now. But you still got to get this break point absolutely spot on to hit that apex, and we have ran a little bit wide on our first qualifying run here, and we fly around the final corner. This isn't the greatest lap in the world, and we come up to the line. It's actually a 1:35.1. which is just about quicker than Latifi, but will be nowhere near enough to get through to Q2 as it stands, so definitely going to need to come in, put on a fresh set of boots and try and improve on that. Well, we've held a much tighter line onto the straight this time, and have a look at the time that is just getting shaved off here. Going to be nearly 3/10 up as we come into this very important braking zone. We hit the apex perfectly this time. And again, look at the time dropping off. Can we out-qualify Schumacher? I don't think we can get through to Q2, but we're coming up to the line nearly 6/10 up. What's it going to be? 16th, which is actually one place inside Q2 at the moment. But, you know, there's no guarantee that that's where we're going to end up. There's still 2 minutes to go in this session. We went out there when it was pretty quiet. I suppose we could try and lock everything down and go for one more lap, cool everything off, and try and go for one more lap. Well, as you can see, tyres are pretty much gone, and we've run out of fuel anyway, so we come up to the line and we do indeed finish in 19th. Wow, we dropped quite a little bit towards the end. Couldn't have really done much about that, but well, I can't believe we've gone out and Mick Schumacher has made it through to Q2. He's out-qualified us by 0.3 of a second in that session. I'm not entirely sure where he's getting that pace from. Definitely didn't feel like we had that much pace in the Jordan, but fair play to Mick Schumacher, showing his true worth in this qualifying session, and hopefully he can make it even further up the grid, and perhaps he can score his first points. Let's get into the race.
It's time to find out which driver is up to the task of claiming the Chinese Grand Prix. We're here in Shanghai. Shanghai International Circuit then, a 16-corner high-speed thrill ride. The long and ever-tightening right-hander at turns 1 and 2 tests a driver's patience, and the flat, open to the elements location tests their skill in a crosswind. 2 DRS zones will assist passing, and overtaking is available into turn 1 and of course down the kilometre-long back straight into the hairpin at turn 14. Joining us today to oversee all the thrills and spills, it's Anthony Davidson. And great to see you. How are you feeling about the race today, and how are the circuit conditions from what you've seen?
Well, it's looking a bit cold out there, if I'm honest. These tyres have quite a narrow operating window in terms of the temperatures they need to extract the best grip. So with a cold track surface, it's going to be harder to keep those temperatures up, which will lead to lower grip and maybe more mistakes.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Leclerc, Vettel, Alexander Albon, and Ricciardo, Sainz, Stroll, Perez, and Esteban Ocon, Norris, Gasly, Max Verstappen, and Kvyat, Raikkonen, Schumacher, Antonio Giovinazzi, and Roman Grosjean. The captain, Magnussen, Russell, they've taken a grid penalty, and Nicholas Latifi. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Another great introduction from the boys in the box, and today we have the Chinese Grand Prix, of course, starting from fairly far down the grid in 19th. I do believe we can force our way up the field, but it is going to be a tough one. Obviously plenty of overtaking opportunities. I think we've got decent straight line speed this weekend, so that should definitely help us, where potentially in previous races that's been our downfall. So starting with the soft tyres, obviously they're going to fall off the cliff pretty soon. Moving on to the medium tyres mid-race, we're going to stick another lap's worth of fuel in just to make sure we can power our way through this Grand Prix. Mick Schumacher up in 16th place. Good qualifying from him. Very, very impressive.
Okay, our system checks are good. We need to stay in formation and start bringing the car up to temperature, please. Get some load into the tyres and work the brakes. We want them nice and warm by the end of the lap.
So, obviously, in this Grand Prix, going to be battling with the likes of Grosjean, Magnussen. The Haas team seem to be a team that we're very much on par with. Giovinazzi is a couple of places in front of us. We seem to be battling with him a lot. His teammate, Kimi Raikkonen, seems to do a little bit better, but then again, he's only just ahead of our teammate, Mick Schumacher. Now, cold conditions today.
Weather is looking good for now.
We need to switch on these tyres very, very quickly, and I think if we can, then we can gain some good ground. Looks like nobody has opted for medium tyres at the start of this Grand Prix. Can't quite tell what Mick has gone for, but presume he's gone for the soft like us. Get them out of the way. I don't think these are going to be a particularly good race tyres. I think we've seen a lot in China over the years, so obviously coming on to this main straight, it's going to be our main focal point of attention today. More than likely got to stay in front of the likes of Magnussen, Russell, Latifi. We've got to try and get ahead of Grosjean, Giovinazzi hopefully, but points seem a long way away at the moment, but I do believe we can do it. You know, I think it'll be tough. We certainly haven't got that pace that we were shown in Bahrain, but we will try our absolute best and try and get off to a good start. Always a decent turn one this, to try and make places. If you can find yourself a little gap, you could find yourself making the most of it. But here we come. onto the pit straight. Once again, we're angled weirdly. I wonder if it is just going to chuck us out again. It did that last time. But maybe not. Well, no, it did. Well, here we go. Lights out, away we go here in China. We're off the line fairly well. Second phase of the start is where we're struggling a little bit with respect to everyone else. Mick Schumacher was up there. I think I would have thrown it down the inside were it not for him. But we are going down the inside. And we're okay for now. Let's just give ourselves some room. Well, Schumacher and Grosjean managing to keep their spots. Giovinazzi manages to sneak back in front of us. Mick Schumacher locking up. There's yellow flags. I'm not entirely sure what's happened. Slotted back in to 18th position. Just trying to keep a nice wide line. Turns into an inside line there, but well, we've lost a little bit of ground now.
Okay, that's a good start. Keep it up.
Just have to keep an eye open for potential opportunities on this pit straight. Holding it very, very tight. And that's a very good overtaking opportunity. Look at this, slipstream and Romain Grosjean now. This should be the perfect opportunity that we were looking for. We have gone down the inside and we're through very sweetly. And then Mick Schumacher just the place ahead of us now. So good start, up 2 positions. Well, got a chance of our teammate Mick Schumacher, and we're through. Nice little move there. We're gonna have a little look at that on the replay. See, did the switcheroo on him. Just outbroke him in that turn. Obviously, no fighting really from Mick there. Just allowing us to get through. And well, Max Verstappen of all people is the car ahead. Had big battles with him in F1 2018. Are we going to see a continuation of that rivalry? Well, we've come from very far back on Max Verstappen there. What an overtake that is. Having another look at this on the replay. I can't believe how far back we came from there. But yeah, he just broke quite early and we just went down the inside and nice and cleanly through. And you can see Max Verstappen is actually on the medium tyre. So I do wonder whether that's compromised his start here. So he dropped a few places off the line. He's having a look down the inside of us again. But we managed to stay in front, although I don't see that continuing for long. Well, Verstappen manages to get back past us and we get caught on the curb there. Which is a bit of a problem. Like we've still got DRS, but not going to be able to get back past Verstappen right away. Our tyres seem to be just going to shreds.
Be aware, we expect the grip levels to start falling away soon.
See, people have come into the pits. We're coming into the pits this lap. So, need to push hard on this in lap. Try and take everything out of these tyres. Okay, so here we come into the pits then. And you can see we're visibly down on our fuel. But we're in. So, can we hold anyone up in the pits? It doesn't look like it. Or maybe the Sauber. Oh, Alfa Romeo.
Go, go, go. You'll be
We're
racing
away.
to exit. Release, release. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
Well, everybody in the pit lane that we are battling, we're coming through now. Who are we going to be ahead of? Mick Schumacher is just leaving the pit lane, so we've come out just ahead of him. So that is a big relief, because we are fuel saving somewhat, but we're still in 16th place, but we'll take that for now. Well guys, you joined me on lap 11 and not much has happened since the pit stop. We're still sort of 3 seconds behind Kimi and a second and a half ahead of our teammate Mick Schumacher, so it's very, very tough to see anything else changing. I mean, Schumacher keeps getting within sort of 1.2 seconds, but we seem to pull away in sector 3, so I think we've got better straight line speed than him. But obviously if he gets into the DRS zone, which it looks like he might do this time round, then he could well overtake us. So this might have been the perfect time to come into commentary, because we've hit the curb there and we've not got a good exit onto this onto this main straight. So Mick Schumacher will have DRS. Is he going to be able to make it pay though? Look at him. He is coming for us. We're going to cover the inside line. Giving him room. But we stay ahead for the moment. But it looks like Mick Schumacher may well finish this race ahead of us, which would be the first time this season that he has finished ahead of us. But he has dropped back again, so can we build a gap between now and the end of the race? That's going to be the question. We might as well stay with the action. So Mick Schumacher within 0.6 of a second at the moment. Obviously the main overtaking spot. Oh, Carlos Sainz is out. So it's going to be another position that we both make, but Sainz is out. But no safety car.
Okay, clear.
And look at this, he's within 0.2 of a second now. This is going to be incredibly close. We need a good exit. I'm going to stick it up into Rich. We're going to get overtake mode on. We've held it reasonably tight there. Yeah, we've pulled out a decent gap, 0.8 of a second. Surely he's not going to be able to close that up. So once again, our experience just getting us through here. As a 2-time world champion against the young rookie. But he's certainly starting to stamp his authority on this teammate challenge. Obviously, as a team owner, it's very difficult to sort of slap him down, in terms of we don't want to risk losing points or losing positions because we're squabbling. So
we have
it's a very difficult one. But 2 laps to go, and we're going to stick right with the action because this is exciting. Certainly for me it is. 0.7 of a second behind. Giovinazzi as well is closing in. He's only 1.3 seconds behind Mick Schumacher. Now, if Mick had a realistic chance of catching and passing Kimi Räikkönen, I would let him by right now, but it seems quite fun.
We're not going to be able to run in this engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target. Drop down to mix too soon.
So I'm going to move on to rich fuel mix, as Lewis Hamilton has just put in the fastest lap. It'll be interesting to see if he's gone lights to flag. But we seem to be able to get that 0.7 gap on Mick Schumacher. He has got DRS, so has Giovinazzi. So this is where it becomes a problem now. because Giovinazzi is very much in this race. So it's a three-way battle for 15th. I wish it was for a much higher position, but I think in the grand scheme of things we've done all right in this Grand Prix. Giovinazzi now looking to pass Mick Schumacher. So a little bit nice and tight through turn 1 on this final lap now. See the Williams and Haas teams in a battle of their own. That's a pretty good sector 1 time. I'm pretty confident of holding the position all the way until the straight. It's all about getting that good exit onto that straight, although we've had a bit of a wobble there. Tyre wear just getting the better of us at the moment. I mean, this is a sector where we're losing out. Lewis Hamilton has won the Chinese Grand Prix, and he's going to extend his gap at the top, 26 points as well, which is absolutely amazing. Oh, didn't mean to do that, but here we come onto the pit straight, onto the main straight, and we have got only a half-second gap this time. Giovinazzi has pulled out, and he's having a little look as well, but it looks like we're going to hold on just about. We haven't locked up or anything silly like that. We've lost so much time to Raikkonen because we've been battling with Schumacher. That shows exactly what battling does. We've had a little slide. Schumacher is in a drag race up to the line, but we finished in 15th, just ahead of him.
It's a performance to be proud of from our Chinese Grand Prix winners today. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again. So let's review the updated driver's standings. It's a great result for Lewis Hamilton.
Well, I didn't mean to do that and cut over David, but there you go. Lewis Hamilton wins the Chinese Grand Prix just ahead of Valtteri Bottas. Charles Leclerc in 3rd with Vettel 4th, Ricciardo 5th, Albon in 6th place. Verstappen finishes an impressive 7th. He fought his way through the field quite well in the end. Lando Norris, Ocon and Stroll round out the points. We finish in 15th place in our newly named Jordan GP Mercedes with Mick Schumacher in 16th. And, you know, our pace wasn't too bad today, but certainly wasn't there to score points. Looking at the championship standards, Hamilton increases his lead to 23 points over Sebastian Vettel 4 races in. That is absolutely insane. The constructors, Mercedes leading the way again, Ferrari 2nd. We're currently in 9th and very happy about that. It would be quite nice if we could, you know, secure 7th at the end of the year. But if not 8th, I think 8th is definitely achievable. But we'll just have to see. But yeah, let's continue on and see if there is anything like a media interview or whatever. I think we can be reasonably happy with how we've done today. There we go.
You were cutting your way through the field during the race. You're breaking all expectations. What's your secret? Do you have any comments about the collisions? Appreciate your time.
So there we go. Nice to have a good interview once again with Claire. I think it's cool that she's in the game, but I don't honestly understand why Will Buxton isn't in it more. But there you go. 3-3 in the rivalry with Giovinazzi. 5 races to go. 30 points is the target. Nice little bit of joint acclaim. We have moved into the 5 boundary, which is fantastic. And look at that. 5.5 now. So we can get a new sponsor, which we will do at the start of the next episode, which is Zandvoort. I'm really looking forward to driving around Zandvoort. I think it'll be a really good Grand Prix, hopefully. I have driven it very briefly in the invitational event. I did it in a 2010 Red Bull. I felt very like Suzuka, of all places. So I quite enjoy driving that circuit. So yeah, I think it'll be good. We've obviously got some things. We've got a press interview potentially to do, and we'll do that all in the next episode. If you've enjoyed that, then make sure you hit that like button down below. It really does help me out. It means a lot to me as well. 50 likes would be absolutely amazing to continue the trend set so far in the series. Subscribe for daily F1 2020 content if you haven't already, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.